today we're going to start our troubleshooting, try to dive in and see what's going on, why the car is running like poop. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to connect to the ECU, see if we can have a actual connection and try to understand what we can find and start troubleshooting from there. So let's go.
All right, check out that mileage. Oof, this car has been through some things. So we hooked it up to the ECU because when in doubt, plug it in and let the car snitch on itself. This is our starting point for today, and hopefully it tells us what kind of mess we're dealing with. Full disclosure, this car is running MegaSquirt, and well, we don't really know much about this ECU, so this might be an adventure or a disaster. Either way, it's gonna be interesting.
Actually, do this. Go ahead and just go ahead and start the car.
Okay.
It's in park, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just go ahead and start it. I want to see what we got.
Alright, so yesterday we hooked up to the ECU with our laptop, and what we saw is that the wideband controller is not really working. So we're trying to figure out how to troubleshoot that. In this particular scenario, we have the wideband controller, which is by Innovate LCII. So what our steps today will be is to try to figure out if it's the wideband controller itself, if it's the wiring, or if it's the O2 sensor. So we got two different O2 sensors, 4.2 and 4.9. I personally don't know the difference between the two. All I understand is that some are 4.9 is a newer version, 4.2 is a little bit more outdated, but I don't know if one is better or not. Do you know?
This is a 4.9, and this is a 4.2. That's our old one, and this is our new one. The main way you can tell between the two styles is the connector. So you can look at the style on a 4.2, and you can look at the connector on a 4.9. It has this big extra tang thing on it. But the pinouts are very different. Mm-hmm. So the reason that I bought both is in the LC2 manual, it says it can use either sensor. And then you basically just change something. I don't know if you actually change, yeah, you probably change the connector right here, which is the one that runs out into the engine bay. And the other reason I bought two is we don't know when this was installed what they programmed it for. If they programmed it for a 4.9 variant or a 4.2. So this,
so what does that mean? If it was programmed for one but not the other, and we put the wrong one in, it just won't work?
It just won't work.
Okay.
So according to the Innovate manual, if this car was originally set up with a 4.2, somebody changed it to 4.9, and it's a brand new sensor, and you try to do a free error calibration, it just won't work. And that's kind of where we're at. We're getting an error code that's sensor fault, which, you know, who knows if the sensor is actually bad. So with all of that said, we have both to test with, but we don't have the 4.2 harness from the controller to where the wideband would go. So this one is probably just going to sit in a box for right now. And we're going to try to do a free error calibration on a brand new 4.9 sensor, which is what this is. So the first step is we need to key on, and we need to wait more than 30 seconds, if you remember the little light flashing on here, to let us know. So we basically key on, we wait for this to do green flashy lights right here, and then it's supposed to do error code 2, which is 2 flashes for more than 30 seconds.
Okay.
So go ahead and key on.
All right.
And then we're gonna, this is supposed to do blinky blinky green for a minute. So we have error code 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so then we need to key off. I'm gonna go plug in the sensor in free air.
All right.
And then we need to key back on in just a second.
Key off. Off, off. So we can go key on, do the calibration, back and forth, back and forth. All right, key on.
That's the way it goes.
All right, let's watch the beautiful magical light.
And then I think it was 30 seconds, and then it goes to the quick blink, 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 blink. And we need to end up basically with a solid green light.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Fast blinking green, solid green.
Okay.
O2 sensor works.
That means that we are good. So the other one was faulty. Now we have a new one, and we're calibrated.
Very good. So, fantastic. We solved our first issue on the Supra. The wideband is now working. The O2 sensor is working. So we're gonna go finish installing that. And unfortunately, that's not it. There's more issues with the vehicle. But wait, there's more. So I did not do any diagnosis or investigation, but my Mr. Automotive Wiki over here has done. And you know already of the next issue that we need to address, but we'll save that for later.
Yes, there's going to be plenty while we work through this new project.
So the next one is going to be interesting for me because something I've never done, never learned before. So make sure to stay tuned to check out what else is wrong with this Supra and what is it really going to take to make it going. All right, we'll see you next time.